Another key vacancy in the security clearance reform effort is open. What does that mean for the security clearance process? Hi, this is Lindy with clearancejobs.com. At the end of last week, it was announced that Ron Moultrie, who is the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence with the Department of Defense, is going to be stepping down from that role, still working in some kind of advisory capacity. Ron Moultrie has had an extensive career in national security. I think he's had 44 years of public service. He has certainly earned whatever step down he has taken, but as a key role and figure in what's going on with security clearance reform today, he is one of the four horsemen of security clearance reform that we highlighted in our January State of the Security Clearance Process update. Leaves us questioning what the status of security clearance reform is. Unfortunately, it's the latest in vacancies that seem to be happening across the board, across the Department of Defense. Just does not spell good news for NBIS, our favorite four-letter word, the National Background Investigation Services, which is really we're at this inflection point waiting for NBIS to come online to do a lot of the other reforms that we're talking about when it comes to transfer of trust, reciprocity, moving the technological advancement of the security clearance process forward, getting us out of 1970s technology, which is clearly just waiting to be hacked by the latest foreign adversary. So again, a lot of questions. So Director of the Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency has been vacant the past few months. The Director of NBIS, again, National Background Investigation Services, that we just talked about, that's also open. And then now we have the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense, who again oversees those efforts. That position looks open. It said that Mr. Moultrie will be stepping down end of February, just real soon. So I'm not sure. Again, maybe they're key players. Maybe the next person is already in that spot. But right now, if you're looking at DoD and what they're doing, a lot of vacancies at the top. I don't like to see that. It's certainly government continuity. We have that. Folks have to move. Folks move around. Unfortunately, getting Congress to actually approve positions has been an ongoing issue. So for political appointees, folks that have to be appointed or affirmed by Congress, that creates another issue entirely. So I hope that we have these positions filled. In the meantime, certainly we'll just be watching this and saying, like, we're going to look at the reform efforts, hopefully that have taken place so far, continuing. Again, unfortunately, there are four horsemen of security clearance reform. So we have OMB, OPM, and DoD or DCSA, and then I already forgot the other one. OVM, OMB, OD&I. How could I forget you? I love you with all my heart, OD&I. So OD&I, the other key effort of this reform process. A lot of the vacancies happening across DCSA, DoD. Seems like the other elements have a little bit more continuity, at least in the visible part of what they're doing. So what does that mean for security clearance reform? I don't know. Not good, probably. Maybe not bad. I don't know. We just don't know. If you're following, you're like, hey, what does this mean for the security clearance reform reciprocity effort? There are other things in place. It doesn't mean everything stops. It does mean, I think Congress will be shining a light on what's going on with NBIS and who is holding that accountable when you have no DASD, DCSA director, NBIB director. So let's hope they move that effort forward so we get the key reforms that we're hoping with under Trusted Workforce 2.0. Again, a lot waiting on NBIS. If you look at what GAO is releasing in terms of their accountability over the process and their updates, we are waiting on NBIS. What can get done while NBIS is in process? Some things, but again, we're going to need good accountability structures at DoD and good leaders into those positions. Great leaders like Ron Moultrie, who was a fantastic DASD and had a great career. We need folks in those critical roles to be moving NBIS forward. Let's all get behind and say it. I'm available. No, I'm not. But hopefully good people step into those roles. We posted about it over at Clearance Jobs, DCSA director, NBIB director. If you want to be a part of critical change happening in government, you want a well-functioning DCSA. It's not an agency that gets a lot of attention. It's an agency that absolutely should get a lot of attention. We need to be paying a lot of attention to who is in these roles and who is serving in these positions and making sure we have quality folks moving the effort forward. So hopefully all the watchers are watching. We get great folks into those positions. I salute those who have already served and stepped down. People have to do that. We have lives to live, right? people take jobs and they move on, but continuity of operations is key in those critical positions. When I see a lot of vacancies across DoD, it's just something worth watching. This was an update that pretended to be an update. I have no information other than people are dropping like flies, people. Let's continue to watch. I'll make the popcorn. For more news, security clearance reform updates, visit us over at clearancejobs.com.